And we are back once more with Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
Oh, we're gonna play more Ty?
Yep.
I can't take him seriously with that outfit, I'm sorry. It's weird. It's like he has, dang, what's the name of that show again? SWAT Cats feel.
Yeah, that's why I picked it. Because at that time, at that moment, I was thinking about SWAT Cats. At that moment.
At that moment.
Yes. And if any are asking, I'm just backtracking to see what I missed.
You miss.
Yeah.
I fired and I missed. And I'm fired and
Because I can't
fired.
really do the recipes without starting boomerang.
Really?
Yeah?
Oh, what other boomerangs do you have? Well, I don't remember this game much. All I remember was there was a boomerang that swam. Boomerang that makes you rapid fire.
Haven't gotten to that one yet.
I don't know any other boomerangs. Wasn't there like ice boomerangs too?
Yeah, but I gotta collect all the I forgot what it's called again. Fuck.
You know, when you use an ice boomerang, does that mean you're giving the enemies the cold shoulder? Eh?
That was an icy pun right there.
Eh? Yeah, I can't think of any more ice puns.
Why don't you just cool off and think of some more?
I can't cool off and think of some more.
But anyways. So, next week is San Diego Comic-Con and there's been a lot of talking.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I heard about the strike. So, what's Comic-Con gonna do if like everybody's on strike?
I don't know. I've been hearing that they're probably gonna go back to basics of a convention.
Well, because you need to understand, you probably don't know this, but from the histories of conventions, believe it or not, the very first convention, I believe, took place in the mid-60s. And the very first convention, believe it or not, was a sci-fi convention.
I think I remember that conversation.
Yeah, because sci-fi conventions were the very first one, and believe it or not, I don't remember which year it is, but that's how cosplay got started. It started off as at a sci-fi convention. Now this is the story that I remember hearing at conventions back in 2007. So I don't know if this is true or not, but from what I remember hearing is that the very first costume weren't at a convention, was at a sci-fi convention, right? And supposedly the story goes that it was this woman that always goes to the sci-fi convention. So one year she decides to dress up as her favorite character, right? So she stays up all night, she makes her costume and everything. Then she shows up to the convention and everybody started taking pictures, you know?
Yeah.
And that people loved it so much, the next year they started dressing up, and then the next, and the next, etc. Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, cosplay didn't turn into like a competition. Well, this was before the word cosplay was even, used or made. I believe the word cosplay originated from Japan, but they just call it costume.
Yeah.
Now, back in the day, there was no costume competition. They didn't start doing competition until the I'm trying to remember. I don't remember if it was 80s or 90s. Yeah, in the mid 80s or 90s, that's when they started doing competitions.
Yeah.
But the thing is, other conventions didn't start doing competitions because at the very first anime convention I went to back in the day, there was no costume competition. There was a costume show, but not a costume competition. The thing is, that event became so popular that they decided to do a cosplay competition, the following year. But the thing is, cosplay, as you recall, because cosplay went from subculture to pop culture, which means, subculture, like it was within the community.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember back in the day when I used to dress up and go to conventions?
No, yeah.
Because it was within the community. But then it became popular because it went from subculture to pop culture, and now the word's everywhere. Believe it or not, the very first show I heard that had the word cosplay was Archer.
No.
Yeah, it was Archer. It was season 1, episode 1. Because Lana said, and I quote, cosplay enthusiasts. And then when they released DC Superhero Girls, they used the word cosplay too. So it's pretty weird hearing the word cosplay, you know?
Yeah.
Because like I said, cosplay back then was small. Like, I remember I used to buy all the cosplay magazines when it first came out. And now cosplay has gone so viral that I saw a video at a Miss America pageant. You know what that is, right?
I think so.
Yeah, Miss American pageant is where they get like, you know, women from all over the world. Like one word represents Brazil, India, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
United States, and they compete. Well, I saw a video that one of these ladies, I don't remember who it was, but they were dressed up as a character from League of Legends
Oh yeah.
because they had a costume segment. Yeah. So yeah, cosplay has gone a lot. Speaking of cosplay, a lot of people didn't know this, but back in like the mid 2000s, cosplay costumes cost a lot. Now, I know you don't know how much costumes cost back then, but I recently, okay, you know, like Facebook. I mean, I have a Facebook, but I don't even use it. Where it goes, hey, you have memories from this years ago. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I got one that says memories from, I believe, 10 years ago. I don't remember. Because I made a post saying that I wanted to make, okay, I wanted to dress up as Raven from Teen Titans.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah. But back then, the costume for Raven cost $199.99. So it was $200 for costumes back in the day.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you could get costumes for like
Half the price.
For half the price, yeah. Which is why back in the day, when I'm 2005 or 6. That's why back in the day when I first started going to conventions, everybody would make their costumes because nobody had money to buy a $200 costume and then go to the convention and spend money there and all that. So we always made our costumes, and when we made our costumes took days and months to even make. You know, and we used whatever material we could find. But this was back in the day. Nowadays, like I tell because I do bump into like the new generation of cosplayers, and I kind of feel old when I tell them this, believe it or not, brother. But I would tell them, look, back in the day, we couldn't Google how to make, I'm just gonna say, like how to make a fursuit, or how to make Wonder Woman's costume, or how to make a Sailor Moon costume. We didn't have that, so we had to manually go. We had to go to, what was it? The fabric store, right?
Fabric store.
Yeah.
Goodwill. Everything.
Yeah, exactly. So we had to go to the fabric store. We had to buy patterns, and we had to alter them ourselves. Or what some of me and my friends would do, we would go to the thrift store, and we would buy something that was similar to what we're looking for, and we will alter it like that. I mean, I did that on a lot of costumes. I even did that on a costume I made of, which one was it? It was, Batman Arkham City Robin, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually went to Goodwill and I found a red pleather jacket. Yeah, it was a red pleather zipped up jacket, you know. I cut the sleeves, and then with the leftover material, I used spray paint to do the gold trimming, and then I got a pleather jacket and I turned it into a cape, and I got like a regular cotton yellow t-shirt for the back of the cape, and I remember using foam for the gloves and for the armor. Now the utility belt is what everybody liked. For the utility belt, I had to get the, you know, the Hub Max candy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I had to get that. I took off like the stickers and I glued it shut, and I spray painted it yellow gold. And at the thrift store, I did get like a big belt, and I sprayed that gold. And then, but the way I did this belt was I had to put it on backwards so that people can see the buckle. And then I got 6 like bubblegum plastic containers,
including the M&M minis.
No. You're right. My bad. It was the M&M minis that I cleaned, and I spray painted it, and I glued it on the belt, and that became my Robin utility belt. Yeah, so we had to really improvise, and this costume, back in the day, this costume cost me about, with the paint and everything, cost me about $40 to make. Yeah, and for the boots, I just got old, worn out boots. And I just painted them. But this was like back in the day. I don't even remember I have pictures for this costume, but yeah. But I remember that costume did win us an award.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was just back in the day. Nowadays, I mean, I really don't compete anymore, cause, now you need to understand, now back in the day, when you made, costumes, and you competed in the cosplay competition, it was always about, oh, how much money did you spend? And the people that won were the ones that spent, like, hundreds of dollars.
Yep.
Yeah, and I was in middle school back in the day, so I didn't have $100 to spend on a costume, so it was like, okay, so what can I get that's cheap? You know, that's how it was back in the day, but nowadays, you could Google anything, you could, you know, do all that, but back in the day, the cosplayers were the people that made their costumes. But nowadays, anybody could just buy a costume and wear it and boom, they're a cosplayer. You know?
Yeah, and sometimes I've been hearing this new tactic of 3D printing.
Where are the
Oh, okay. Now that I do know of, because 3D printing it didn't play a part in the world of cosplay until, gosh,
Yeah.
until like almost 10 years ago. Yeah, with 3D printing. Because what happened was that there was a big controversy of that. I don't remember which convention it was. I don't remember if it was a comic book convention, but anyways. So what happened was that I was reading an article that this guy 3D printed a Batman costume and he won first place at the costume competition. But then people were questioning the judges. They were like, wait a minute, how is it that the guy that 3D printed he didn't do anything. You know, he just bought a printing file and he printed it and that's it, you know, and he painted it and did all the extra work. But people were upset going, why did this guy win the costume contest if he didn't even make his costume? Because making armor takes a lot of work, especially, well, back then we used like UV foam and craft foam to make armor. Nowadays people are using other materials. But yeah, that's what they were upset about, that the guy that 3D printed his costume won first place, when the runner-up was the one that actually, you know, went out of their way and actually built their armor from scratch.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty controversial at the time. So that's when they decided to, I don't know if they still do it. Do not take my word on this, because I haven't competed in over 10 years.
Babies.
But
so
apparently
much,
they now,
orange fish
back in the day, they
creature.
banned 3D
How
printing
can I ever repay
on
ya?
cosplay costumes.
Hey, I know. You can have this sparkly rock I found in the
Yeah.
sand.
Was that the missing piece you're looking for?
All right.
Yeah. That should be enough to get me to the place to find the talisman and a boss battle.
Yeah, but that was like back in the day. But now cosplay is different. I mean, like I said, I don't cosplay anymore. I have a costume. It's I can't say what the costume is, but yeah, I have a costume that I always wear. I'm debating if I should or shouldn't wear it. Because I remember one of my friends last year, knows two of them. That my friend Joe and her sister actually went to, I don't remember which convention it was. I don't remember if it was in Japan, but anyways, that apparently they went to a convention, to Hell of a Boss meetup, like the one we did, like the one we went to.
Yeah.
And that apparently some people kind of figured out who they were and that they were stalking them. So from what they told me is that they actually had to like try to lose them and then go back to the hotel room and then change. So I don't want the same thing to happen to us. That's the one thing I'm like nervous about, you know?
Nervous, paranoid.
Well, a little bit paranoid. I'm kind of nervous because, like I said, because I don't want the same thing that happened to them, the same thing that happened to us, because then they're gonna take pictures and then you'd be like, oh my gosh, this is what Tiffany and her brother look like IRL.
Yeah.
Because wouldn't that get you upset knowing that, oh, people know our faces, they know what we look like?
Yeah, because ever since what happened a few months ago at a different convention, somebody was disguising themselves as somebody's crew member called Cookie, and they're trying to get their hands on Vtuber's IRL.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. This guy kept on saying he's with so and so's crew, but in reality he isn't.
Well, I don't know if all VTubers do this, but a lot of them are like in a group, you know, or a group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like how me and you are gonna go to San Japan with our friends, so we're technically a group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I also heard that Iron Mouse was being stocked like 2 months ago.
Where?
Some convention, I believe, somewhere in America.
Well, because remember, there are some people that are that weird that they would like, you know,
Go out of their way to just stock their favorite what's the word I cannot pronounce? It's a word, but let's just say senpai. Let's just say that.
Well, believe it or not, I actually dealt with the freaking problem similar. If you don't mind me telling the story.
Okay.
So this was back in the day. This was, I believe it was close to where me and my roommate were like living together for about 2 years. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I went to, I think it was an indoor mall. I went to the indoor mall with our mother, you know, and like my roommate was there working. So I was waiting for him to get out. To get out of work so that we could go home. So I go into the shop. And IRL guys, I do have tattoos, and no, I'm not going to show them and say what they are. So I went to a shop, and I normally don't wear muscle shirts in public because then all my tattoos would show. But this time I did, and like my roommate was kind of iffy on why I'm wearing a muscle shirt in public. So then I go to the store, and the freaking clerk wouldn't stop staring at me. It felt weird. You know, it felt weird. It felt awkward. You know, I was just looking around. And he just, you know, because at first he was like, hey, can I help you with something? And I said, oh, no, I'm fine. I'm just looking around. And then he kept staring at me. He kept staring at me and staring at me. You know, it would make me feel awkward.
Like, bro, can I help you with something or not? Like, stop looking at me, man.
Uh-huh. And then he, like, went up to me and he goes, how old are you? And I told him, well, it's none of your business. You know, I just kept pushing him off. I go, it's none of your business. You know, and I'm trying to freaking look at the store, and then he freaking stops me again. And he said, well, you have a tattoo, so you must be over 18. You know? And I straight up told him, dude, it's none of your fucking business. You know, and I got freaking upset. I mean, I got upset. Me and my mom walked out of the store, and my roommate noticed that I was actually, you know, that I was upset. And he goes, hey, man, what happened? And then I told him what happened, and he was like, dude, are you serious? And I go, yeah, man, this stupid guy made me, you know, uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So he had like that stalker vibe that apparently he kept freaking staring at me throughout the entire store, and after that, I never went back there. You know, but it wasn't until later on I found out that he was a freaking like 16-year-old. Yeah, a 16-year-old guy. Now I'm not gonna say how old I was back then, but I was over 18.
Yeah.
So it felt awkward that a teenager wouldn't stop staring at me and such. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he looked like a young punk too. So I had my fair share of dealing with weirdos like that. But I just freaking kept pushing him away, but he kept freaking coming, you know?
Yeah, like
Close, like, you know, like, what the heck, dude?
Like, bro, do you do this to all your female customers or what? Like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, exactly. Now, I'm not gonna say all guys are like that, because I've met, you know, guys that are much more nicer. You know, like, hey, man, can I help you out with something? You know what I mean? I understand when it goes to retail work, they gotta do their job. But this guy was just giving, like, a strange vibe. And I have heard stories, I'm not gonna say them, of like when people go to conventions, they have like, you know, stalker stories and such. But I have never had a bad experience at a convention before because you're always with me.
Yeah. Other than the bad directions on where the cosplay show was.
Well, I do remember that one freaking weirdo we had to deal with at a convention. I don't know if you remember this. This was back when we had a Deadpool party.
Oh, yeah, that.
Yeah, because, geez, I don't remember. I think it was when the Deadpool video game came out, right?
Deadpool video game, and I do believe the movie?
No,
it was the game,
Yeah, there you go. The game came out.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the heck we were thinking, but we were like, you know what? We're just gonna make Deadpool masks. So I made a mask for me and a mask for my brother. And I had a friend there. I'm not gonna say her name. We're just gonna call her. Can you think of a random name?
I'm thinking. Let's just say Jade.
Jade. Okay, Jade. Alright then. So my friend Jade was there, and she was dressed up as Lady Deadpool. You know. And Jade's the person that I've been seeing from the convention for years, because the conventions, we become a community where we see each other every year at the convention, like, hey, how you been? We hang out for a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Jade was a pretty cool girl that we like hanging out with, and at this year, we were staying at the hotel that was where the convention was taking place. So then it was me, my brother, Jade, and like 2 other people. You know, all of us were wearing Deadpool masks. Jade was the only one that wore a costume. And we had our Deadpool party. You know, and then some random guy, I don't remember what the heck his costume was, but I remember him wearing a suit.
Yeah.
I remember him wearing a suit, and he was really, really into Jade. But Jade wasn't... Okay, so basically he wanted to see her without her mask. But Jade didn't want to. She was too scared.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just some weirdo. You know, we didn't even know him. He just kept following us. But, you know, we all stayed together in a group. He kept following us. And Jade got uncomfortable because when we went to the restroom, he'll be near the restroom.
Okay,
now,
that's too...
Yeah.
close to comfort.
Yeah, now here's the thing though. When we go to the restroom, my brother always like, what? Would you always sit down like on the seats that's near the restroom?
Yeah.
You don't stand near the door, you know? But this guy was like standing near the door, and she was telling me, hey, I feel uncomfortable with this guy. Let's try to lose him. So we tried to lose him, and we did. And this was only Friday. Friday we tried to lose him, okay? And then Saturday came along, and I think you went to go get a script or something.
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah, that because it was me, Jade, and like 2 other people and my brother over here, because we're all staying in a hotel room, and you know my brother was the only guy there. But anyways, so what happened was that my brother went to go get us all coffee while we all got ready and dressed in our costume. And didn't you say this guy followed you from the freaking followed you to our hotel room?
I think so. It's been a while.
Yeah, exactly. So he followed him to the hotel room, and Jade got freaked out. Luckily, she was already dressed in costume because we were both helping each other with our wigs. And then we freaking go, and this guy's sitting down on the bed, and we're like, what the hell? Yeah, but luckily, I don't know what I think she told him off because he was being a real creep. She told him off, from my understanding, that Saturday night. Because, okay, you weren't with us because you were like asleep.
Yeah.
But we actually went to the rave that night, and that guy was there. You know, Jade was wearing her Lady Deadpool costume, and I dressed up as the Riddler.
Yeah.
And this was the worst mistake I ever made, freaking spray painting my hair red. Anyways, so y'all go to it was the raid, you know?
Yep.
And Jade was dancing because there was a guy Deadpool. They're having a dancing costume. Anyways, it was a really fun event. And I guess when we're already going, it was already 10 o'clock at night. We were tired. 10 o'clock at night, we were tired, and we were already gonna head back to the room. And then this guy was trying to follow us to the room. So Jade just told him off.
Careful, Ty.
Just told him off, and that's it. We didn't get to see him Sunday. You know, but I kind of felt bad for her because that was her stalkerish moment that she have ever dealt with at a convention. I mean, she still cosplays. She's a good friend. She still cosplays and dresses up. So every time I see her, I'm like, hey girl, what's up? But yeah, but that guy was a real weirdo. Because normally I don't had experience like that. Because again, you're always with me at these events.
Yeah.
So I wasn't scared.
Look at me!
Yeah.
Stay out of the way!
So now back to the Comic-Con thing. What are we gonna do if they do decide to announce the Fiona and Cake?
That is a good question. I really don't know. They do, they don't. Oh well. Besides, we gotta prepare our trip.
Yeah.
Our trip.
I don't know what's up with you.
To San Japan.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna do videos after or no? I'm trying.
Yeah, just that I'm waiting for my camera to come in.
Oh gosh.
I'd rather use that than our phones.
Did you use that at the Elstorm concert?
Both of my phones? Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I'm bringing in this camera as soon as it comes into the mail.
Well, because I was asking our friends if they were gonna record some content. They said, yeah, we are. You know, aren't you? And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, because I go to conventions just to, like, you know,
Have fun.
have fun, hang out with friends, spend lots of money on spider stuff. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, that, well, you don't know this, but when I first started going on Twitter, I used to talk to this, okay, so I used to talk to this user, and their picture was, Venom.
Yeah.
You know, their picture was Venom, and we were talking about different types of characters that we like, you know? And I was like, you know what, I like, I'm not, this is gonna sound weird, but I go, you know what, I like characters that are muscular, like Vortex, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Vortex and Goku, so that's my own thing. You know, I'm not, like, obsessed with Goku, but I like built strong martial arts looking characters. So then, this guy sends a message in the comments saying, oh, so that means you must like Venom. And he shared a picture of, like, sexy Venom. And
That's not the point.
I know. So I go, yeah, I like Venom. Venom has muscles and everything. So this guy would just appear every time. So every time I joined a Twitter space, he would always post a picture of Venom. You know, every time. And then I would always joke and say, you know what, I would like to have a Venom body pillow. And this went on for like a year and a half. So I remember recording a video. I no longer have it. I have to delete it. A video of going to a convention, and I see a Venom body pillow, and I was just fangirling. No, I was just fangirling, going, "Look, it's Venom. He's mine. I want to take him home." But when I found out who Venom really was, I was like in shock.
Really?
You won't believe who Venom was, and when I realized it, I felt stupid, I felt embarrassed. You wanna know who the heck Venom was?
Who?
Venom was fucking War.
Oh.
That was his separate account!
Hey.
I was like, what? No!
And you were over here thinking that it was some other person?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Dang.
And I was like, so you mean to tell me I knew you before we started talking? He goes, yes. So I was like, so you mean to tell me you were messing around with me in your Venom account? Yes.
Dude.
Why? Boy. And he's like, and then he was in a shock because I was telling him, oh yeah, I really don't like Venom. I was just fucking around. I go, I like Venom as a character, but I don't, you know what I mean? I don't like, nor am I obsessed with Venom, but I do like Venom as a legit character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I only like Venom because of his minifigs, his unique pieces that he has. One year, this year, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I told him I like Venom, but I don't like War. No, I'm obsessed with Venom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he was like, but I thought you liked Venom. But still, that was freaking hilarious, though.
Yep. Okay, I think I am missing one more thing. I gotta figure out where to find that one more.
The talisman. Find the talisman.
Yeah.
Die.
Anyways, I've been thinking on doing some.
Are you up for a race? See if you can keep
video
up.
game things of Adventure Time.
Adventure Time. Oh, you want to know which? You want to know? Okay, my gosh. You want to know which Adventure Time video game was actually one of my favorites?
Which one?
I had it for the DS and I was obsessed with it. It was but then again, I did like Adventure Time back in the day too. I didn't get to play all the games. I only played like 2 Adventure Time games. But one of the games I was obsessed with, and I'm glad, and I'm happy to say I finished it, was Ice King. Why'd You Steal Our Garbage?
Oh yeah, that.
And I shared it with you and also a little brother. And then the other game we used to play, this was, I know it was rare for us to play games with our sisters as a family.
Yeah.
But one of the games was the Adventure Time Dungeon.
Which I gotta look for that one again, or
Let's see here. I remember being Finn, weren't you, Jake?
I think so.
Yeah, I was Finn, you were Jake. Our other sister was Marceline. What was our little brother? I think he was Ice King.
I think so. But anyways, if I do find it, I am gonna buy the DLC for it. with
Oh
extra
yeah, for
characters.
Peppermint Butler, yeah.
Peppermint Butler, some Mars guy, and Gunther.
Wham. Oh my gosh. You want to know what's one of the most funniest Adventure Time moments that I had with my little brother?
But
Okay, so back in the day, our little brother, for some reason, he was obsessed with penguins. You remember that?
oh yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know why. That was his thing, but I never questioned or made fun of it. Yeah, he loved penguin. Anything that had a penguin, he'll watch it. He watched Mr. Popper's Penguin, Surf's Up, March of the Penguins, Happy Feet.
Penguins of
anything-
Madagascar.
The Penguins of Madagascar. Anything
TV
that had a
series.
penguin, he would watch it.
Yeah.
So I remember I liked Adventure Time so much that I actually had an Adventure Time book. I think it was an activity book.
I think
And there
so.
was a picture that has Ice King, and the objective was to find Gunther.
You little
But the thing
ripper.
is, all the
You think
penguins
you
look
can beat
exactly
me?
the same.
I've trained
So we
you
couldn't tell
well,
which one
mate.
was Gunther, and you wanna know what he said?
What?
He said, "I know the name of these penguins." I said, "Oh, really? Who?" Keep in mind he was a kid.
Yeah.
And he says, "It's Gunther, Gunther." Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
like when Ice King would call them out, all their names would be similar to Gunther.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, the first time I heard the name Gunther, I thought of Friends. I don't know if you've seen the Friends show, but in the show Friends, there's a barista named Gunther.
Really?
Yeah, he also had a crush on Rachel. You know, you remember who Rachel was, right?
I think so.
She was the one with the long blonde hair. She was a rich girl.
Oh.
Yeah, she was a rich girl that decided to live on her own. She went to school with Monica and Ross.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, remember Monica's the chef and Ross is the one that's the paleontologist who likes dinosaurs.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. And remember, Ross is David Schwimmer, and if you remember Madagascar, he plays Melman.
Okay. Now it's coming.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, now
so
it's
I had to
coming.
paint a picture, yeah. Yeah, that he had a crush on
Make
Monica.
sure
Gunther
you
did.
visit all the portals.
Yeah, so Friends is a pretty funny series. I've seen the whole series like freaking 4 or 5 times. Sometimes when I get bored, I just binge watch a series. Like right now, I just finished watching Big Mouth. I mean, I've already seen it. I was just rewatching it. Now I'm watching Human Resources, and I'm debating if I should go ahead and rewatch BoJack Horseman or F is for Family. I mean, I wouldn't recommend none of those shows to you. If I can recommend an adult show, rather I'll recommend Archer.
I've seen a few
Surely.
clips.
It's funny, right?
You've
Yeah.
collected enough.
But anyways, the
to
only
power the
Adventure Time
machine.
gameplay that I
Let's give it a go, shall we?
can do is the Lego Dimensions one.
Outstanding. Simply outstanding.
But I gotta make sure all my
the
minifigs
energy
are
levels
working
are off
first.
the scale, and yes, I've got a lock on one of the talismans. Stand
And if I
back,
do get my
Ty.
hands on the
It's
rest of them
coming
next
through.
Game.
That's it. They don't gotta get them? Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, you gotta get him from the board.
Yeah.
It's Pumbaa. Anyway, so yeah. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to tell you guys that me and brother over here, we're actually having lunch one day. We're talking about some ideas of gameplay. Now I remember we talked about doing multiplayer games,
Yeah.
right? But the only problem we have with multiplayer games is lack of players. So my roommate volunteered to be the 4th player. I mean the 3rd player. That's gonna be interesting.
Yep.
That's gonna be interesting. I don't know how to feel knowing that my roommate is gonna come play video games with us because I'm scared that he's gonna start talking about me and him living together. That's what I'm scared of. He's probably gonna complain that I watch too many horror movies.
Yeah. But what multiplayer game though?
I don't know. He asked, oh, what kind of game do you play? I don't know. It just really depends. He said if you guys play Mario Party, let me know. I want to play Mario Party.
Okay. The only thing that I have similar?
Don't say the Viva Pinata.
I was gonna say that. At least you have to.
gosh.
Hey, at least in that one you have to prove that you can be number one instead of just stealing stars or paying a ghost to steal a star from you.
Speaking of which, you want to know what I realized?
What?
So I used to, not anymore. I used to watch Game Grumps. Remember Game Grumps?
Yeah, man.
I know.
What are they been doing?
I don't even know. But anyway, so remember the video game Sonic?
Yeah.
Okay, so we had that game on the Dreamcast and we would play it, and I felt kind of dumb because my roommate has never played, you know. Now, he's not a big Sonic fan. I mean, one time when I was playing Sonic Adventures in the living room TV, I asked him, hey man, have you played this game before? He goes, no, I don't like it because it has terrible voice acting. And I'm like, it doesn't have terrible voice acting. He goes, yes it is. And the funny thing is he left his room. And then the next scene that shows, I felt kind of iffy. It was when Sonic goes, Tails, you're gonna crash. Ah!
Damn, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's see here. What was I talking about again?
That we were discussing on doing Adventure Time game stuff. Yeah.
Well done, Ty.
I'm surprised you're
You've
gonna bring up
retrieved
your
the first
favorite
of the ancient talismans.
Marshall.
When Boss Cass discovers that we're
I
out
used
to
to be a
thwart his
simp.
plans, he will do all in his power to stop
Dude,
you.
that means he's gonna be
careful,
appeared in
my
this
friend.
show!
She'll
Does
be
that
right
mean
on
my
time.
simp's gonna come back out?
I guess
Simp power.
so.
Struck me lucky you actually found the
I guess so.
talisman.
Again,
I just
it all
might have
depends
bet
on
the
this
wrong
week.
horse. Anyway, mate, Julius has
Because
got a
this week
present
is
for you
the new
at his
Comic-Con and
lab.
everybody's looking forward / panicking already.
I've made a most
But I'm trying to remember
exciting discovery.
on the Lego
The
Dimensions
talisman
one.
machine is brimming with
Did you
excess
already
energy
appear there
from
as
the
playable?
Fire Thunder eggs. By
I don't know.
diverting
I mean, I like
that
the feeling
energy
in
to
case
my
series,
special
but
hyper techno
apparently,
boomerang maker,
well, I don't know if you
I
remember
can
Adventure
make
Time, but apparently
special
it's proven that
elemental
Fiona came from
rangs.
real
Watch.
this entire time.
Simply
Real? I thought it was some sort
I
of.
present to you
Yeah, that's
the
what threw me off.
Flamerang.
Because I remember
You
there was an Adventure Time
beauty!
episode where the real Fiona
Yes,
shows up,
this ring
and she
can start
was saying that
fires
she
and
was
melt
real, and
ice.
Ice King was kind of
It
disappointed.
even has a more
Ice King was
powerful
disappointed
effect
because
on
Fiona
some
wasn't a
enemies.
young,
To select it,
you know,
use
girl.
the
She was already
previous
old.
rang and next
did
rang
throw me
buttons to
off.
cycle through
Damn.
your collection. It will
And then
aid
apparently
you
the
well
Ice
in
Queen
your
made her
quest.
own fan fiction
Now,
where it's
Do try
like-
it out.
Finn and Jake, but they were like more, not behaved, but more rich and gentleman-y.
Tuh.
I don't remember what the heck Finn's name was, but I remember for some reason Jake was a raccoon.
Well, we'll continue on this discussion because there's only a few minutes left.
Only a few minutes left, huh?
Yeah.
So when are you gonna start working on your what's it called, your VTuber introduction song?
I really wouldn't know.
I mean, I remember you told us to work on. I'm still working on mine though, but I'm still kind of nervous because I cannot make a voice impression. It's him. It's Lie. The Togo.
He's smarter than I thought.
So apparently they're cousins or brothers. Are they brothers or cousins?
I don't know. I don't exactly have the...
You don't know the full lore?
I imagine we
I was
shall
gonna
do
say
quite
comics,
well
but let's
here,
leave it at that, too.
because it's a perfect focal point for the
I don't have the
talisman
full
machine.
comics when they create himself off of Patreon. I know somebody does, but...
Yeah, our expert doesn't want to join us. Yeah, I'm not gonna say their name, but we do know an expert, but they didn't want to join, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They're too shy.
Too shy.
Like Fluttershy, therefore that makes you Rainbow Dash and you could be Spike. Be the dragon. Oh, this is...
You have done well, my friend. The information you supplied is invaluable. So someone thinks they can stop me obtaining all the talismans! Of course he will never succeed! I want this meddling mammal stopped at any cost!
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right
Right
away, sir.
I always thought that the big one reminds me of Rocksteady and
said
Bebop.
that
Those
last time.
talismans are as good as mine. Begin phase 2!
Oh, this place.
There's nothing quite like a moonlit billabong. Except maybe
Always thought
a
Dennis was a
moonlit
coward.
billabong full of giant roaches, spiders,
Oh, look at that
and
scooter.
bats.
Can I keep him?
No. But we're gonna stop right here. So have a good day. Good night on whichever time zone you're at. Bye.
Bye.